Once we quintessons were the masters of cybertron.
Until the Autobots' ancestors forced us into exile.
Through the ages, many groups of quintessons have tried to retake cybertron, but none have succeeded. What did they do to me?
But without our circuit implants, he would be utterly mindless, an ordinary machine.
A robotic zombie. Then cybertron would be ours for the taking. No. A complication.
96% probability this discovery will only confuse the Autobots more.
And our defenses will still force them towards the detonator.
And once they are in range,
there can be no escape.
During some unspecified mission, our heroes find themselves under attack by the Decepticons, needing to seek cover. The Quintessons have somehow maneuvered Rodimus and his team into a corner, using the Decepticons to do so. The place in which they take refuge is a gigantic ship, used as both a memorial and a cemetery, a mausoleum of their own fallen comrades.
I'd hope never to see it again.
What's wrong? What is that thing?
A tomb.
We built it.
As a final resting place for the Autobots we lost in the Great War.
Like Optimus Prime?
They marvel at it, moving through its corridors with a certain reverence and respect. It's hard to deny the haunting aura exuded in this place. Daniel can't help but wander through, a young man considering life and death, in awe of these fallen heroes. He fiddles around with things as young people tend to do, but his curiosity can't be contained. He causes more than one disturbance. Daniel even swears that he saw... But no, he couldn't have. Could he?
What's wrong?
I saw him.
Saw whom?
Optimus Prime.
The shadows in here can play tricks on you, Daniel.
But it was him.
Rodimus knows that Daniel would never outright lie, especially about something like this. And he considers the chance, the faint possibility, that perhaps Optimus...
Come on, Daniel. There's only one way to find out.
The others don't like this idea, for various and warranted reasons, but Rodimus is determined to know for sure. We find that deep down within his spark, Rodimus still harbors guilt over how Optimus died. If only he could take it all back. The Decepticons attack, interfering with the investigation as Galvatron leads the charge to do away with these Autobots, with RODIMUS PRIME for good. The Autobots, outnumbered and cornered, can't stand up to the surprise assault. However, before they can consider their next move, they are saved.
How convenient, Rodimus. We can lay your wreckage beside that of your mentor.
Decepticons! Leave this place or die!
Optimus Prime!
Everyone is shocked. Rodimus and Cup and the rest, We, the audience? But no one is as shocked as Galvatron. I imagine that with all the difficulties he's had in losing Cybertron to the Autobots, dealing with the problematic young upstart RODIMUS Prime, and often being used by the treacherous Quintessons, Galvatron, Megatron, could at least take comfort in the fact that his greatest enemy was defeated by his own hand. To see that enemy, that rival, standing before him shakes Galvatron to his core, to the point where Cyclonus has to pull him back, retreating. It's hard not to rally to the battle cry of Optimus Prime, and that's exactly what Rodimus and the rest do, beating back the remaining sweeps until Ultra Magnus calls out,
Hold your fire! We've driven them off!
Yeah, thanks to him.
Rodimus is ecstatic for many reasons, but mostly just happy that Optimus is alive, that he didn't perish after the Battle of Autobot City after all. Cup and Magnus, though, are cautious enough to take a good hard look at the situation. They can tell that something is off. Not only does Prime look even somewhat worse than he had when he succumbed to the wounds Megatron inflicted, he doesn't quite sound like his old self.
Decepticons! Leave this place or die!
Eager to allow Optimus to take his rightful place, Rodimus offers Optimus the Matrix of Leadership to take it back. It's strange that Optimus resists the offer at first, almost afraid of the Matrix for some reason. Ultimately taking it from Rodimus, we see that without the power the Matrix bestows, Rodimus reverts back to good old Hot Rod, and he couldn't be happier about it.
All right, Hot Rod is back! Let's party! Give me. Huh? For what? What have I done?
Yes, something is definitely off with Optimus. Whatever is going on, he seems to be fighting with himself, torn between his own sense of goodness and some other programming using him. Optimus abandons Hot Rod and the rest and takes a shuttle to Cybertron. They do turn out to be alive, if not mildly injured. One wonders if Optimus pulled his punches, as it were, and shot at them with no intent to kill or even wound them, as if deep down, a part of him is still fighting to do good, while something else compels him to do harm. Optimus makes it to Cybertron and tells an astonished squad of Perceptor, Springer, and some aerial bots that although he is alive, Rodimus, RC, and the rest...
They gave their lives so that I might return to Cybertron.
Daniel and Spike?
The Quintessons left no survivors. We will mobilize all our forces and move against the Quintessons.
After Springer vows vengeance against the Quintessons for the death of RC in particular, we overhear the Quintessons discussing the fact that the entire main fleet of the Autobots is now moving against them, but it's all going according to their plans. Hot Rod, Magnus, and the rest of the team are able to pull together enough of a shuttle to escape the Mausoleum ship and make their way back to Cybertron. Only for Sludge and Snarl to inform them that they're too late to stop Optimus. He's already taking the bulk of the Autobot forces right into a trap. The planetoid the fleet heads towards is where the Quintessons' new base is. At least, that's what Optimus claims. Perceptor wants to follow regulations.
We'll send out patrols.
But Optimus belays that order, showing once again that he's certainly not acting like the Optimus we all know and love.
But lose the element of surprise? I am in command here, Perceptor.
Of course, Prime, but...
Whoa. Blur, who actually seems none the wiser that Prime is out of sorts, and simply happy to be under his command once more, fulfills his function as a courier to happily inform Optimus of some wonderful news.
Excuse me, pardon me, one sign coming through for gangway, important message from Prime. Message received from Cybertron, urgent, item, RODIMUS Ultra Magnus Cup RC Daniel and Spike safe. We'll join fleet shortly. Recommend to halt attack and rendezvous.
they're alive.
A cunning quintesson trick. A fake message. But it won't help them now. Full speed ahead.
As the Quintessons continue to monitor the situation, the trap is sprung and the Autobots begin taking heavy casualties. Also, we find that not only are the Quintessons indeed setting a trap for the Autobots to cripple their main forces, but they are the ones responsible for Optimus Prime's current condition. Optimus, as it turns out, isn't exactly alive. More like he's undead. A zombie, as the Quintessons say. How this works isn't fully explored, but it stands to reason that, although his mind and body are operational, Optimus's soul, his spark, remains extinguished. Or does it? We do see that as Blur continues to update Optimus Prime of the status of Hot Rod, Magnus, and their team as they pursue Optimus's flagship, trying to get him to stop this assault, Optimus is almost his old self again, just for a moment.
Ship carrying RODIMUS Ultra Magnus Cup RC Daniel Spike says imperative, urgent, priority one, no kidding, halt attack! And can they come aboard?
They live.
We even see the Matrix inside him, trying to help him, inform him, even heal his mind so he might overcome the corruption the Quintessons infected him with and come back to his senses. But the ancient and archaic necromancy of the Quintessons is potent, and their works are not easily undone.
Impossible. Another quintesson trick.
Rescue teams, stand by.
As Hot Rod and the rest are able to board the flagship, Hot Rod sets out to help Optimus, or stop this farce, or at the very least, do whatever he must to halt Prime from continuing down this path. Maybe even bring him back from this madness.
I don't care how. Turn this ship around. I'm going Optimus hunting. The blast doors to the command center are locked.
Hot Rod punching right through the blast doors certainly shows us the caliber of determination he feels right now. He calls Optimus out to meet him, to challenge him, to help him if possible.
Optimus, I'm taking command.
What took you so long?
I love that response by Optimus, as it seems like the real him is talking to Hot Rod in that moment. And it gives a hint of the kind of connection and relationship they must have had before the Battle of Autobot City, the kind of connection and wit you share with those close to you. It's almost sad to watch Optimus not want it to be this way, to fight against this new programming that compels him to betray his Autobots. This is the moment when that programming cracks, begins to break, as Prime struggles to overcome it, zombie or not. Optimus begins to recall the Quintessons and their work, but even as his mind works to persevere over the Quintessons' meddling, his body is still following their protocols.
What did they do to me?
You're very sick. Let me help.
I have to.
I don't want to fight you.
Then stop me!
How? What do I do?
Hot Rod can barely outmaneuver the attacks of Optimus, but it's only by concealing himself in the smoke of Optimus's blaster shots that Hot Rod has a moment to think of a plan.
No! No!
He feigns being hit by Optimus. Hearing Hot Rod cry out, immediately pulls Optimus out of his uncontrolled attack, concerned that he injured or even killed Hot Rod. If he had indeed killed Hot Rod, but no, he had saved Hot Rod, even sacrificed his own life to save him before. What was this? What was happening to him? No, Optimus cares too much for his fellow Autobots, for Hot Rod. He searches the smoke to chuck on Hot Rod. And the ploy works. Hot Rod is able to surprise Optimus and at least get his gun away from him. His reward is to be pummeled by Optimus instead. Hot Rod is easily overpowered by Optimus, and it seems to me that if it weren't for the fact that Optimus was fighting himself internally during this whole exchange, Hot Rod would have been toast very quickly. Even as Optimus's mind fights, his body has Hot Rod grappled, nearly breaking him open like a nutshell. Somehow Hot Rod, in desperation, musters the strength to pull out of this hold and toss Optimus across the room hard enough to knock his arm off. To be fair, Optimus hasn't been in tip-top condition to begin with. One more reason Hot Rod hasn't been immediately dispatched. Yet, even a broken and battered Optimus has worn down Hot Rod, who has just given his all against his former commander, and without that extra power from the Matrix, he just can't hold out against Optimus Prime. All this happens as Optimus admits he wants Hot Rod to beat him, to stop him, especially in these few moments of lucidity.
You should have finished me.
Believe me, I tried.
Optimus stands ready to finish Hot Rod off for good, to end him the way he knew he should have ended Megatron. But even as he considers this, the great creed of the Autobots comes to his mind.
Until all are one.
This memory, this invocation, opens the way for the influence of the Matrix and the wisdom contained therein to affect Optimus, to heal him, to help him overcome the influence of the quintessons. It's as if his very spark is reignited, if only a tiny bit. Optimus, to some degree, is back, in mind and body both. His very soul seems restored, though his spark may only be a flicker of what it was. But it's enough to do what he must now do.
Monsters. They made me a weapon to destroy the very ones I loved in life. But you will save them. RODIMUS Prime.
RODIMUS can't find the strength to even stand after the pounding he took, the Matrix not immediately imbuing him with power. Perhaps because an enormous amount of that energy was unleashed to defeat Unicron not long ago. RC, Cup, Spike, and Magnus arrive to assist him, and although he wants to go after Optimus and help him, Cup insists they escape the flagship, which is already taking heavy fire. They make their escape with RODIMUS in tow.
The ship's being blown to pieces. We're evacuating.
Optimus issues orders to the Autobot fleet to retreat, as he himself decides to deal a crippling blow to the quintessons, the beings who caused all of this turmoil.
Optimus Prime to Autobot fleet. Return to Cybertron. That is my final command.
What? The Autobot fleet is escaping.
And their flagship is on a collision trajectory with the detonator.
Direct all firepower on the flagship. Obliterate it.
The Quintessons continue to fire at the Autobot flagship, attempting to destroy it with Optimus inside. He continues to keep the ship on course, even as explosions rock the vessel all around him. Even the Quintessons can't help but remark at the endurance and determination of this Autobot.
It's not stopping.
No Autobot could survive that.
No Autobot, but Optimus Prime. As Optimus encroaches on the Quintessons and their trap, he once again invokes the sacred creed.
Until all are one.
The flagship rams the planetoid and obliterates it. All the explosives contained within, intended to destroy the entire Autobot fleet, detonate like a nova, creating a hauntingly beautiful view for the other Autobots as they watch from afar. We hear Cup once more saying a farewell to Optimus.
Goodbye, old friend.
Rodimus uses this opportunity to bolster his dedication to fill the shoes of Optimus, recognizing his sacrifice and resolving to become more like him.
I don't know if I'll ever be the leader that you were, but for sure, I'm gonna try.
As the remnants of the Autobot fleet head back to Cybertron, Rodimus takes this moment to find greater closure now than he'd allowed himself to before, putting the past behind him to move towards the future.
So long, Prime.
The image that paints the screen of the noble Optimus allows us, the audience, to also find greater closure and possibly greater acceptance of Rodimus Prime and the efforts he makes to live up to his title. And that was it. As far as any of us knew, Optimus was truly gone. This new season, which the movie ushered in, was certainly a change of pace from the mostly earthbound adventures of the original cast who crashed into that volcano so long ago. But I was growing to accept that and enjoy these amazing and often wacky spacefaring adventures with Rodimus, Magnus, Springer, Cup, RC, Blur, everyone. But it was hard not to miss those bots, those people, those relationships I felt with the old characters, none more so than Optimus. So, imagine my cautious yet hopeful elation when my brother came home one day and gave me the news.
You may have defeated Omega Supreme, Trypticon, but Metroplex will stop you for good.
Rawr, Metroplex break as easily as stupid rocket base. Prepare for extermination, puny Autobots.
Oh, if only Optimus were here.
Oh, I meant to tell you, Prime is coming back.
Like Optimus Prime?
Duh, yes, Optimus Prime.
Wait, can they do that? Isn't he, like, extra super dead after the Quintessons brought him back?
No, it's true.
I saw a thing. There's gonna be a special episode called The Return of Optimus Prime.
I was cautiously excited. I wanted it to be true, but honestly, I was also afraid of getting hurt again. Yet, as if to bolster my brother's claims, even the TV started showing commercials, touting this as a big event.
It's over, Prime.
Never! Hang on, Autobots, it's not over. Optimus Prime returns February 24th and 25th on The Transformers.
Apparently, so many of us all at that age had the same genuinely heart-wrenching experience watching Optimus pass on. So much so that the makers of the toys and the TV show considered that perhaps they shouldn't have done away with the greatest hero of a generation. The being who was not just a father figure to his troops, but was something of a father figure to all of us as well. This event, promising his return, was one of the most anticipated things of, well, my whole 5.5 years of life at that time. After months of this promised event and a period of reruns of certain episodes, they aired Dark Awakening again, but this time, Rodimus didn't get to tell Optimus.
So long, Prime.
This time, that familiar, all-knowing voice that carried us through the series from the beginning confirmed that it was time.
But is this really the end of Optimus Prime? Find out in tomorrow's exciting episode, The Return of Optimus Prime.
The day we'd dared not hope for was upon us, and soon, very soon, our hero would return.